welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel, and if you're coming back from a past video, thank you so much for coming back. So today I'm kind of just gonna do a little like get ready with me, and I'm gonna tell a little bit about my college journey, my college story. Also, I'm just gonna show what like I put on my face every day. As you can see, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I have no makeup on right now, and my skin is okay. I've had a lot of skin troubles in the past. Maybe I'll do like a whole video on that. But as you can see, still have a little bit of issues. So yeah, I'm gonna do a little get ready with me today. I'm not like a super good makeup person probably at all. And so if I do anything wrong, I probably will. I don't use like a lot. I don't use like a setting spray or anything. Like if I'm around my friends and they have those products, I will use it. But like for me personally, I don't do makeup that often, to be honest. Like probably 2 times a month, if that. I normally like to go like without makeup. Makeup a lot of the times just makes me feel very like my skin is like has layers on it that it's not supposed to, and it's just, I hate wearing makeup most of the time. But I thought this would be a good like get ready with me makeup version thing to do while I talk. So yeah, we're gonna get started. I guess I'll show products that I use, even though they're probably not the best, and they're probably mostly from like Target or Walmart. But I use this e.l.f. What's it called? Primer on my face to get it started. So I just do like 2 pumps. I put it all over my face. I did already do my eyebrows. Anyone who knows me, I literally have the lightest eyebrows you will probably ever see. And so very few people have seen me without like my eyebrows on, which just means like my eyebrow pencil on, because I just don't like it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my college journey while I'm doing my makeup. So I'm just going to go from like senior year of high school, kind of up until where I'm at right now. Also, I use brushes. I don't use a beauty blender. I used to, but this tends to go on better for me. So this is just, Maybelline Fit Me. Yeah, foundation. That's what I use if I'm doing anything wrong. Again, I'm not a makeup expert, so yeah. So senior year of high school, when everyone was choosing like their majors and stuff, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I applied to a couple schools for nursing because I really wanted to have a job where I just like helped people and was able to do that in my everyday career, and that I wouldn't have to do the same things every day, like have a new project. I like new projects and stuff. So that is what led me to nursing. I applied to a couple schools for nursing. Actually, I think all of my schools I originally applied to for nursing. I applied to University of Iowa. I applied to Illinois State University. I think I applied to like Augustana, just a couple schools like that. And then I found out every school is like a big application fee, right? So, well, not big, but it's like $50 to $60, and you will only go to one. So that's kind of dumb. But Loyola University Chicago had a free application, and one of my best friends was applying to there, and I was like, hey, why not? Like, I'll apply there too. We'll see what happens. I was like, it's free, so if I get in, that's cool. Free acceptance letter. But then I got accepted there, and as you can see, I went with the theme a little bit. And then me and my mom took a tour there. I think this was December 2017. Yeah, it was December 2nd, 2017 that I took my tour there. I loved it. Like, I loved it so much. It was just like, yes, like this is like what I meant to feel like at every school that I've visited so far. I never felt like oh wow, like this is my place. And then I went there and I was like, wow, this school is amazing. If you have ever been there, it's right by like the lakefront in Chicago. They have 2 campuses, one on like the lake side of Chicago, a little bit off of the city, and then one on Water Tower campus. If you know where like the Water Tower place is in Chicago, like it's right there. I was like, awesome, I could have classes like right in Chicago and stuff. So long story short, I ended up choosing Loyola. I did not get into Loyola for nursing, but I got into the school. And so then I decided I wanted to go with psychology. That was like my favorite class that I ever took. I took AP Psych in my junior year of high school, and I absolutely loved it. It was so interesting, and that's the only class that I ever felt like, wow, this is interesting, like what I'm learning. And so I ended up choosing Loyola, and everything was great. Me and all of my friends just had like an awesome summer going away. Not going away, but like, no, we were going away from each other. And it was awesome. We were all so excited. I was probably like the most excited to go to school. Like I wasn't that sad because I wasn't super far away from home. And yeah, it was just cool. And so then like April 2018 is when I met my roommate. We just like met on the Facebook like pages. And it was like really cool. We like started talking. We had like some things in common, just like music artists and stuff. And so then she was like, hey, do you want to like meet up and we can see if we want a room together or not? And I was like, yeah, of course. So we met up at like a Noodles and Company one day, talked. It was fun. It was cool. We like decided like that night, I guess like the morning after, that we wanted to room with each other, and everything was awesome. So then flash forward, to a couple weeks before school started. This is the bronzer that I use, by the way. It's like Wet n Wild bronzer. Yeah, I don't know. Her parents invited me and my mom over for just like a little getting to know you, like not a cookout, but like her dad made food, and we like sat outside. It was nice in the summer. And so we like went over for dinner. It was kind of weird, I guess. Like me and my mom are very close. I don't have any siblings, so like we're just very close. And this girl didn't seem that close with her parents, but I'm like, that's not an issue. Like she had like a couple of brothers. So I was like, this is just how some people are. And so then first couple months of school, great. Like honestly, my first like couple months there was awesome. With my roommate, it was a little like standoffish. Like we weren't as close and we didn't go out as much as I thought we would. But that wasn't like that big of an issue. We had fun like on her birthdays and stuff. Like her birthday, not birthdays. We like went out with her friends from home in the city and stuff, and that was super fun. And yeah, so that was all fine. But then I realized like when I went to visit my friends at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign for Halloween weekend, and I realized like they were so close with all of the people that they just hung out with every day. And I was like, me and my roommate don't have that. Like we're not that close or anything like that. And that's when I began to see like a problem. And also my suite mate and I were really close, and she was like already set like the first like 2 months of school on transferring. And I was like, oh wow, you could do that. Like you could transfer if you don't like the school. Like that never like occurred to me. And I really wasn't loving Loyola. Like it costs a lot of money, and for the quality of education I was getting, I was like, I was taking one class for psychology and that's it. And I know that's a thing for like freshmen, but I just didn't feel like it was super worth my money. But yeah, so then after that weekend at U of I was like, wow, I'm really sad. Like I'm not that close with people as I thought I would be. Like I had friends outside of like my roommate and suite mate, but and they were like really fun, but we didn't hang out a lot. Like everybody kind of just did their own thing. And so then this is what I use for my mascara. I really like it. Makes my eyelashes like long. Anyway, but yeah, so I realized I was not as close and not enjoying college as much as I could have been. There's no frat houses in the city of Chicago, so I think that accounts to it as well. There's no, like, places you could go to, like, really, like, party, unless you have a fake ID and stuff, but, yeah, so that was the weekend I decided I think I wanted to transfer schools, and then from there, everything just went downhill. Like, me and my roommate, she was being, like, rude, and I found texts. One day I used her laptop because mine wasn't working, and I found texts of her, like, telling her boyfriend that she was, like, jealous of me and they don't do anything, and then I started to see that reflect in, like, her behavior to me, and she was just being really rude and everything, and for nothing. Like, I was nothing but nice to her. Like, I'm not being like, oh, it's not my fault. But I wasn't. She was, like, jealous because the weekend before I went home, because me and my boyfriend went to Six Flags, and then the weekend before that, I think, was when I was at U of I. She was like, oh, like, she always has plans and I never have plans. And I was like, okay, that's fine, whatever. Like, it came up. I wasn't going through her text messages. It came up because I was using her laptop, and she has an Apple, and she was texting on her phone, and it was kept coming up on her laptop because they have iMessage. And so that happened, and everything from then, she just started being rude. She always, I realized, like, brought down my energy level. Like, she never wanted to do anything. And then one weekend she asked, I went home a lot on the weekends because there was really nothing to do. And me and my mom, like, missed each other, but it was mostly just, like, I either had stuff to do at home or there was just nothing to do at school, and I didn't want to just, like, sit down. I like being busy. And so, yeah. So then, okay. So, I think I'm going to just stop with this. Whatever. Okay. Yeah. So, I'm just going to say it really quick because this is getting really long. So, yeah, so one weekend she was like, hey, do you want to, like, stay this weekend and we could go shopping at Water Tower Place in Chicago and we can have fun? And I was like, yeah, sure, of course. And then the morning of, she decided that she was, like, super sick and just couldn't go, and I had, like, nothing to do for the weekend. Like, mostly everyone was home that weekend, and so I was just like, okay, whatever. Then she like, was weird and went off with this one, like, friend, and she was, like, texting me, like, are you mad at me? I'm like, no, like, it's fine. She's like, you can make plans with someone else. I was like, everyone's, like, home, and this was, like, 5 p.m. by then, and, yeah, so that was kind of what started, like, me wanting to move away from her. So that weekend, my mom ended up coming on the Sunday because I was really sad. We were supposed to go on the Saturday. I was just, like, not in the mood. I was just sad. But yeah, so then ever since then, it just started getting bad between us. Really negative. We had talks with our RA and stuff, and I just, like, couldn't live in that environment. I can't live in an environment that just, like, constantly brings me down, and that's kind of the mood that she was giving off. And so then I found out this one girl who was in my orientation group. I had the best orientation group. It was July before I started college in August. Everyone was awesome. Like, those are the people that I was, like, kind of friends with too. And this one girl, her roommate was moving out, and so I was like, perfect. So long story short, it was a big process, really big process, and so I ended up moving out in with her. Wrong move. Literally within, like, a couple weeks, I knew that it was just the wrong choice. Like, I didn't want to stay with my other roommate because she was so negative, but this one, I couldn't have chosen one or the other. Both were just toxic environments. But this roommate, she was just always saying, like, she was just very disrespectful. She was, not saying all wealthy people are like this, but she lived in, like, a mansion. Like, it was huge. Like, she was just very used to being catered throughout her life. And so when she couldn't get her way, it was just no way. And so she always, like, kicked me out of the room and asked for me to leave. So, like, the new boy each week, every day, could come over, and I was, like, fine at first. Like, it was okay. But then second semester comes in, and the suite mate that I was really close with from my other dorm, she actually already had transferred out. She was going to like a community college by her house, and so I had like no super close friends. She was like my number one probably close friend there, and so it was just getting really bad, and I had like nowhere to go, and I was like, I shouldn't feel like kicked out of my room every time, like it is my room too. And she was just very like messy and dirty. She had like no respect. Like one time I was sleeping and she had people over until like 3, 4 in the morning, and I like to go out. Like that's one of the reasons like I moved away from my other one. She was like very down in my energy. She never wanted to do anything. But then this one was just very disrespectful. I'm not one of those people who like, oh, you can't have your friends over. Like I loved that. That's what I loved when I first moved in with my other roommate. Like friends over all the time. Like it was awesome. But then it was just bad. She was just not respectful of anything or of anyone. She like constantly kicked people out. She was just very controlling. She liked to be in control, and I noticed it with other people too, but they never said anything. But I'm not like the kind of person to be a pushover and not say anything about it. So I eventually moved out March, the very last day in March 2019. I moved everything out of my dorm. She was away for the weekend. She went home every single weekend. And so I moved all my stuff out, and I was just like, I'm not going to do it. So I commuted to Loyola for the rest of the semester. The reason I kind of decided to move out was on the day that I decided that I was going to move out. I applied to another school in Chicago. I loved going to school in the city. It was just Loyola was so expensive. The people there were kind of just all like this, like kind of toxic, except for a few that I met. I'm not saying all of the people there. And so I ended up moving out. I found out that I didn't get into the school that I was going to transfer right into my sophomore year. And that was just like it for me. I was like, I'm only staying at Loyola to like try to have this experience and try to get classes to transfer. And now I'm not even going to get to the school that I want to transfer to. So I ended up not going to that school. I transferred to community college near my house. And let me tell you, I was so sad to do that. But it was probably the best decision. I got in so many things for my major. I got decent grades, like classes I took. I got to work and make money at the same time. That school, like I have nothing bad to say about it. Like it's awesome. Like it was such a blessing in my life to be able to go to that school. It was just great for me. I'm still taking classes there. Obviously, this is like the spring semester of my sophomore year. And I found out in February of 2020 that I got into the school that they denied me of in March 2019. So I'm going there in Chicago. I'm really excited. It's amazing for my major. It's in the city. And I'm just so excited for these next 2 years. I'm getting a single just so I have no issues with that. But yeah, that is kind of my college story. Yeah, this is, if you have any questions, I guess leave below. And I just want to like make a PSA. If you're watching this and you're like going into college or anything, not everybody's college experience is bad or like this. Everyone has issues. I've learned, I thought like mine was the only horrible one, but everyone has issues, and it's okay if you transfer and it's okay if you don't. Not everything's going to go right, but not everything's going to go this horribly wrong. I even kind of glazed over certain things, like certain incidents that happened, just because I didn't want to like get into it. And this video is already 20 minutes long. I don't even know what I talked about. But yeah, not every experience is going to be like this. Some of you are going to have an amazing college experience, like awesome. Some of my friends are having an amazing college experience and they wouldn't trade anything. And I hope these how my next 2 years go. I hope my next 2 years are amazing and I get awesome for my major and I just have fun, meet a bunch of friends. But yeah, I just want to make a warning, like this is not how everyone's college experience is going to be. Don't let me scare you off or anything like that. But that was just kind of my experience and my journey. So thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, like I said, you could always just like comment down below or follow me on Instagram and just DM me. But yeah, that is kind of my college story. And yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome day and you enjoyed me kind of doing my makeup. I don't know, it's not that great. Like I said, I don't really know how to do makeup. I use like 4 products. But yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome day and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!